Hey guys, Ryan here, back with the second mediocre video of today. This will be the evening's video. I'm going to be on Erlenberg, and I'm going to be in the machine. Now, this is going to be a relatively boring game, but that's the interesting part about this game that I want to show. Because you see the spawn we've got. This side of the map, the western side, is the shit side of the map. The other side is better and more powerful, I believe. Obviously, the tier 10 tank, I'm platooned with Tony in his QL. And obviously, I'm in my machine. And the whole point is this side of the map and how I play it. And I just don't like this map, basically. What I normally like to do is, if you can push across to the other side and get to the hill, on the other side of the river, then you can actually have a pretty good foothold, but you need your whole team to go over there, and you have to avoid getting shit on by TDs and artillery as you're crossing, especially if you're in slower vehicles. So what usually happens is, you just give up on going that direction, and I just head castle. And you just have to wait it out, and just wait for your moment. Your opportunity to do something, basically. So, but the issue is, when you come to the castle, it only works if someone is crazy enough to cross over to the castle. Because if you spawn on the other side that the enemies have, there's no point coming over here. The other side's better, push up north and cross over the river. That's the best way of playing it. If you cross over to this side of the map, you're kind of not in for a very good time. Enemy light tank, very fast, as expected I suppose, in getting over there. And I don't want to poke too far out because of artillery. I'm obviously in the machine, and the machine has 30mm or 20mm side armor, and artillery shell on this will absolutely ruin me. Just fire a couple shots at light tank. I do hit one, but machine gun handling not the greatest. Sometimes about this game, speaking of like avoiding TDs on the other side of the map, considering they get a big hill to camp on, they've got a lot more TDs than us. We've got 1, they've got 5, which is a bit scary and another reason why I didn't want to push across to their side. So I'm spawned, I'm going to back up, and this is usually what Erlenberg is. So Erlenberg has a couple names, Derpenberg, because someone always kills themselves, or mostly will end up killing themselves. But another name some people use for it is Campingberg, because it just turns into a big camp fest, no one wants to move. Now, because it's a big camp fest, you're in a light tank. You actually get you can get some pretty decent assistance games on this map by like spotting the enemy hill. If your team are in a position to shoot, you've got artillery. But for heavy tanks and whatnot, not really ideal. I'm going to poke out sideways, not in a reverse side scraping angle, because as I said, he can overmatch me, but let's see if I can get a shot on that light tank, because there's only one light in each team, so if we can kill him, that would be quite nice. Now you see, they've got a couple enemies in the centre of the map in the town. A Super Conqueror is actually what looks to be on our side of the map, which again, I don't recommend. Light tank's been spotted, I get one shot on damaging Zamorak. Miss. Miss. And I wasn't expecting that one to hit. But like, you know, as I said before, machine gun handling, not the best. Although at the same time, it's part of the balancing factor when you've got as good an interclip reload as this, 1.5 second, that dispersion values in the aiming circle are in such a way that you can't use the full interclip reload and be accurate, because that would be a little bit OP, and a lot of people already consider this tank OP. I don't. I actually don't like this tank too much. I've said many times before, I only got this tank to ram people, because you all know I love ramming people. By the way, Derpenberg strikes. Look at our Object 268, he has killed himself. Very rarely will you see a game of Derpenberg where someone won't kill themselves, hence the name Derpenberg. So, there's the customary someone killing themselves. But as I was saying, you guys all know I love to ram people, so when the machine came out with the 50B hull, I had to get it because it's a good ramming vehicle. Pretty sure every time I fought that light tank, when I fired a clip at him, I've only ever hit him once. So, very slowly killing him. And you're going to see, because of where we are on the map and the fact we've got cover and teammates with us, I always go for the reload. That's something for any of you who are new to autoloaders. When you can, and you know you've got the time, reload. it's quite a bit of a nuanced thing knowing when to reload or not, but usually, if you're far away from the enemies and you've got loads of teammates, reload. Also, if you're fast, you can like go for reload, something like a bat chat or a light tank. You can use your camo and speed to start reloading, and confidently you'll be able to run away. So all these kind of little things. I just threw all the shots at the Conqueror. I think I got one shot in. Not ideal. And now we're going to get to the point of the game where I'm a very aggressive player, and I'm starting to get bored now. So I'm looking at the map, and one of our teammates has made the push across the river. And this is what I meant originally about you want to cross over from this side where the IS-4 is and try and get to the hill. Now, I'm in a fast tank, and I've reached the point of no return where I'm just so fucking bored I need to do something. And I'm in a machine, and I want to ram someone, because obviously I do. It's my goal in life every machine game I ever play. And I'm looking at that Emil. I think it's an Emil2, yes it is. Doing over 60 kilometers an hour. Just gonna come in for the RKO out of nowhere. And already I feel less bored. Like, I've already had more fun this game in that one moment than I had the entire rest of the game. It's been over 5 minutes, and that's like the most exciting thing that's happened so far. But now that I've come over, the defender's going in. Wasn't expecting to be able to hit that Cupola snipe in the machine, but thankfully the Andre stayed very still for me, which made it easier. So we've cleared up a couple tanks already. Artillery has just fired. I'm waiting until I'm unspotted, go for a reload, and now's the time for me to use my speed, and I'm going to try and push across, and I'm just going to hope the TDs don't hit me. And you're going to see I'm actually going to angle towards where I think the TDs are. Angle to where I think is aiming at me, in this case the Camp Panzer. He's shot. Thankfully the artillery misses me, but it is an autoloader, which I didn't realise at first. So now I'm just racing my way to the hill. I'm going to start weaving left and right. And I've made it. Tony is actually falling behind me. He's also in a pretty fast heavy tank. Now, Jagdtiger, I want to deal with, because I can't just pen him through the upper plate, but I'm worried of that Camp Panzer 50T. I could see him just waiting for me to start shooting the Jagdtiger so he can come over and shoot me in the like side. But I've got lots of hit points, so I'm just going to try and finish off the Jagdtiger if I can. Tony's going around, and there we go. Now, bit of an issue. There's a full health E3 here, so I've started loading the heat clip. But the problem is, the machine heat shells are pretty shit. 310mm PAM. I am not looking too good right now against the E3, and also he has a very big gun. Can't bounce him off the side. All I'm going to be able to do is point directly at him and hope, basically, that he bounces. Thankfully, the push over has seemed to work. Something's happened since we pushed, and the enemy team's starting to dwindle. Unfortunately, the E3 seems to realise this, and he knows he has to push. He's also got 8 degrees of gun depression. So another thing I need to be wary of. And I can only pen him in the lower plate. I'm trying to get a bounce here. But he puts an APCR shell straight into my Cupola. Now watch this. Lower plate shot. Bounce. Pen. Pen. Bounce. Now, because the machine gun turret on top of the E3, you need about 330 minimum to go through that. If you've got less than 330 pan, you're just not panning it. So my 310 heat pan not going through. He pens another APCR shell through me. I should reload first, but not ideal. I've sacrificed all my hit points to him, but the machine's gun is just too shite to really do anything. Thankfully, team finally helps me out by getting behind him. And although I just played like a tit at the end there, you see how this game plays on Erlenberg when you get the shit spawn. You camp in a lot, you wait for your opportunity, and then I finally pushed across. And once we pushed across, then we win. That's the only way to win, so you have to win this side of the map. That's just how it works. And that's just not ideal. Now, I don't have very many hit points, but you guys know me. I want to ram someone. So, I've decided I'm going to ram the artillery if possible. Artillery and Jaeger both pick up a kill. I missed that shot, hit that one. No idea where the fuck that shell went. And now, here we go. I know I'm gifting the artillery a kill, but for me, it's worth it. I would do that again and again every time, no hesitation. So 2 ram kills that game, which is always nice, but this game isn't great. I just thought I'd show you how Erlenberg plays from the shit spawn for me, and you got a bit of everything. The camping, the derping, and that R268 killed himself, 3100 damage, 3 kills, but 2 ram kills, and life for an eye medal, but overall, I'm not a fan of Derpenberg. Maybe in light tanks, I'd like a bit more. As you see, our artillery did work, and their artillery did most on their team in terms of XP. Our IS-4 did a great job, but you see, our IS-4 is the one who pushed across the river. So, let me know what you guys think of Erlenberg. I'm just personally not a big fan, but maybe light tank drivers like it a bit more, and artillery players. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.